retaining ring that holds the end piece to this Rockshox fork got compromised. I thought of using a snap ring, but it was too small. As you can see, it would have fallen right through. So I then went and got some O-rings, and I tried those out, and guess what? One of them worked. I think it'd be safe to say that these things should be replaced every time you use them. Good luck finding them. I was told that probably the best way to get one is to call SRAM, but I try something else. So I went with the O-ring, which I have many. I tried different sizes. Take this one right here. Fits tightly around this plastic seal, which has an O-ring internally on it. And it's big enough that it doesn't allow this plastic thing to slip through. And I'm pushing hard with my thumb. So it's every bit as good as this thing was when it wasn't compromised, and it certainly is now. So this is my hack. Riding my bike, and I noticed the damping wasn't working correctly, and I had no lockout. So I went ahead and pulled out this damper, and I found that this O-ring for some reason had come off, and it was more or less like this inside of this stanchion. What I figured is I had closed off this valve to a lockout position. I was going over jumps and stuff, and the oil had no place to go other than around, and that's what it did. It pulled out the O-ring. I don't know for sure that's what happened, but it's the only reasonable explanation. I went ahead and I pulled this out of the stanchion. And rode it for several weeks. Then I started hearing a squeak or a chirp every time I went over rough terrain, and I assumed there was a problem again with my front fork. Actually, it turns out later that that wasn't the case. It was my rear shock, but I didn't know that. I pulled this out of the stanchion. This piece here broke off. Got stuck inside the stanchion, and the only way I had to get it out was to run the rebound piston up and push it all the way through. And the way I did that is I took this extra long bolt, hit this with a hammer to get this far enough into the stanchion to clear the stanchion, and just pop that out like that. Problem is I missed with the hammer and I hit the retaining ring and I broke it. Now I'm going to talk about the rebound adjustment on this piston. Down here you have a 2.5 millimeter key which turns this in this particular fork. It's only 4 positions, and there's a little needle valve in here. What that needle valve does is it goes into a cone-like thing, and the further in, the more it restricts the flow of the oil, and the further out there's less restriction. Now this, when you click it all the way to the right or all the way closed, it isn't all the way closed, it's just more closed and more open, because you do not want this to be totally closed, because it's going to not allow the oil to go through it. Now some oil gets around this ring, which looks like a piston ring. You cannot have this all the way shut, so it just closes and opens. The way this damper works is this one is what you would call a gate valve, and as this closes, it allows actually the oil to go through. There's actually air up in here. It allows the oil to go through, and the more oil you let, the less dampening you have, and then of course if you close it all the way, it locks out. And what I think happened, as I said, I think I had this closed all the way and it's locked out. This is broken, so this is just kind of glued together just to show how it would work. Pop this puppy out with the hammer. It went shooting across the floor of my garage, and I found this spring and this piece right here. All the rest of it disappeared. But ideally I would have just been able to buy this part, get the new piece, and put it in here. Because what's happened now is it's been in and out so many times that this is losing its ridge. So I should not be able to pull it out as easy as you just see me do it right here. I wrote the word spring on these lower housings, or lower housing, because before pulling this I took the spring off. Alright, the brake goes on the air side. This is the air side. Here are the two springs. Not only are these extra long bolts helpful when it comes to extracting the stanchions from the housing, it's also kind of handy to just help assemble the whole deal. I'm adding fork oil to this stanchion. And this distance from here to here is 85 millimeters. So go down to that mark, come back up, and guess what? It's right at 85. So now I can put the damper in. If I was asked would I, if I had the option of using an O-ring over a retaining ring, no. If I had one I would have used it, but I didn't have one, so I didn't use one. So far the O-ring has been holding up over 2 months, so I'm not going to take it apart and switch it out with the retaining ring that I have. I'll just have that in my parts bin. Another thing that's happening is this is the original damper. As you can see, there's an O-ring down from the top of the crown, which means that the stanchion has an unthreaded area where this slides into. The new damper I have has the threads go all the way up, and then the O-ring is right here, right below this black thing here. So what I had to do to keep the other one from leaking when I hang the bike upside down is I actually had to put in a larger O-ring here so it will seal, and so far it's working fine. I do prefer the needle valve arrangement on the other one to control the amount of oil that goes through over this gate valve arrangement. All right, I'm ready to go. If my rubber O-ring trick doesn't work, you will not see this video, so I'm going to write it for a few weeks before I post it.